Yo, yo, yo. Mic check. This is Husky. I'm here today with both Soldat and BAWNZI. If everything goes well, please, as usual, let us know if any of the sound volumes is off. I was listening to the last stream and the volumes were both like really, really quiet. Just let us know if that's the case. Type something in the chat. Mic check. This is Husky. Oh.
Good morning. It is a bit low. I can hear it now.
Okay, I will just increase it. Where the fuck is ping? Okay, just 1 second. Okay, we're back. Sorry guys, there was some technical stuff. Big week. Big events happened in crypto. Obviously, I was not at the screen when it happened. Usually it goes like that. Like you wait for a dump or something to play out for weeks, if not months, and then you find yourself drunk in the back of a taxi on your way home getting liquidated. That's life. We'll be looking at BTC, ETH, Solana, then maybe see how New York Open is doing, some alts. So if you have some requests for altcoins that you want us to chart, you can already think about it. We'll ask for it later. Yeah, let's go into it. I'll get ping off my screen here. I took a nap just before the stream, so I just cleaned my chart and I thought, okay, it's maybe interesting to just do this live. And the thing I'm looking at most right now, unsafe changes, let's go. The thing I think many people are looking for is this this high time frame zoomed out chart. There are like quite a few charts you can choose. This is Bitcoin perpetual futures. This is Binance Perps, this is Binance Spot, Coinbase Spot, and I added CME because it's a very interesting chart. Just because this move happened during CME close, or the majority of it happened while CME was closed. So we have some irregularities across all these different charts, and I think what many people are looking for, what I'm looking for myself, is for some of this to get cleaned up. What usually happens in an event like this is when different charts of major venues, so we're not going to look at Bitstamp or whatever, but like these major charts, we could add Bybit perps. We'll do that later. If the lows are so different from each other, it often happens that price tends to gravitate back towards that, to clean that up a little bit, to make sure that every chart has kind of the same low that was put in, because this is so wildly different. We don't really know where demand is right now, and in my experience, if price doesn't really I can draw like right here, if we would just Dalai Lama, as I call it, like this, then obviously you're not gonna bet on price coming back down. But since we bounced and we completely retraced that entire move, there are a few things to look at here. First one, for me, it's already here. CME chart doesn't have any wick, and that is interesting because on many other charts, like all this got cleaned up. This cluster right here is what I was looking at since we were trading around here, and when we dropped into like 107, 108. That's when I was thinking, I was actually waiting for this to get cleaned up. They didn't clean it up. Took out the highs first, and then of course it got all cleaned up, but not everywhere. I think Coinbase took just took these here, not this yet. CME is kind of a different different story because, like I said, we didn't have that wipe right here. I would expect at least for CME to clean this up. It is a bit hard to see where that brings us. So CME is trading at 111. It's a $400 difference. So let's say like 108.5 is something that I would think like it would be around right here. I think that gets taken. I would be very surprised if it doesn't. So that's like the first thing that you can do to clean this up. It also takes out like these low time frame like internal lows that we have. So that is one thing to look at for me. If we dip further, then I think the Coinbase wick is the most interesting. This here, maybe look at this low. I'll try to be a bit more precise on this because so we go like 105. It would be my next level of interest. I think I'm not very interested in the the Binance wicks getting cleaned up because at that point I don't know, like I would not sure how this works. There you go. I would expect to just take out 100k because that's probably where all the stops are gonna be, like 100k. We will never trade below 100k again, and then we had it before. Like it does something really silly, like 98 or 90, 97, 99, and it just goes back above. So that is just like a little bit more zoomed out view that I'm looking at. Very short before I give the mic to somebody else is excuse me. It's just this low time frame thing. Something that I like to do. Take out a fixed range volume profile, and it was mostly interesting before when we were trading, when we were just coming down back here. So I'm anchoring the left and the right point. On the left point, you see that I don't really take the actual nuke sweep candle because it like for me there's too much volume happening here that is not really relevant for whatever happens next. Can even like maybe take the next low, something just to get that very skewed volume out there. Like you kind of want to see what happens after, like where are traders, where are people getting involved, and then you see it as soon as like we bump out of here. We reject at the highs a couple times. We sell off, and as soon as we lose this cluster right here, we just immediately go to like the value area low. We just lost value area low, so it's not very comforting for bulls. I think if you look at the perp chart, it's kind of similar. If the volume profile can load. There you go. Like POC and value area low is a bit lower, but we are losing it. The actual lows could be another candidate to look for, like a sweep or something. But like I said, I'm more interested in like a little bit lower at least for cleaning up. All right, Soldat, you have anything to add or contradict maybe? Let me just get your screen on.
Yeah, you just took everything I was gonna say and just said it straight out.
Nice.
I'm pretty much looking at all the same levels. There's some funny confluences here as well. Where is CME? Where's CME? What you mentioned in the beginning, CME obviously was closed during the big nuke, so the wick ended up here. CME hasn't swept any of this. We obviously know how important CME is in terms of driving price. So the only really question I have is whether or not we take these two at about 107 flat on the normal chart. Probably should do, and we'll probably end up stopping around in the 106s, maybe high 105s. This box is sort of what I marked out. It's a fairly wide box, but I think it's going to be a really good box. So CME takes all of these lows out. And the funny thing about the Coinbase chart, oh, I don't have trading view premium. That's embarrassing. because I hate paying for stuff that's free.
Okay,
Um,
get on his ref link, guys. If you're in the chat
yeah,
too,
get on
please,
the
please
ref
get on
link.
the ref link. Like it's.
I actually I chart on Velo, so this isn't really relevant. This is just I use this for this stream only. Uh, so Coinbase held the low, right? Coinbase held those lows that I just pointed out on CME, except for this 1 minute wick that only produced 137 BTC of volume. This is the thing that swept it. So I would treat it as an unswept low still. It didn't do anything. It stopped at 107 ish. It didn't take these lows as far as I'm concerned. So I think Coinbase sweeping this wick is very good. So on perp chart, that's just in the 106s. That's also on the CME chart. So basically, it should come out somewhere in this box, low 106s, high 105s. That's where my bids are. And I'm looking to basically chop and compress in this range as we have done many, many times before post nuke, stuff like this. I'm expecting this. So I want this to get tagged at 106s. We might do like a little bear flag up, and then I'll just TP and maybe short. And then I think eventually after that, the road will lead as low as you said, 100 or just below 100, and then back up. At least for BTC. I think for alts, it's a maybe different story. So uh, we'll talk about that in a second. As far as invalidation goes, I think it's again really stupid easy. You get over this trend line that I just drew a second ago. You get over this trend line, you accept the 4 hour candle. I think we're back in business and we can maybe long up until 121. But as long as we're below this trend line, there's no reason, to be a hero. I think you just play chop and play really good levels that you have on CME and maybe Coinbase. We can have a look at IBIT, but the chart is so fragmented, it's a bit ridiculous. But yeah, same story on IBIT. You have a big gap here, you have a big gap here. I think eventually both of these will get filled, and you have some lows here to get taken as well. And we have momentum right now to take them even in this session after New York Open. But what do you think about ETH?
Maybe before we move to eat, I think we have Bam Bam also in the voice chat.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Just
Oh,
maybe because you are probably trading longest of all three of us. You also have the most experience in dealing with liquidations, as far as I know. Like
unfortunately.
by watching them and experiencing them. This was quite a big event. How do you look at BTC at the moment? Like I don't know if you need a chart
Uh,
or.
I just need, I mean, if one of you have BTC chart on the screens, enough for me.
Yeah, let me.
After such events, what I first think is like, other than more technical stuff, it is like one of the trades will suffer tremendously, because like after these, yes, we will chop, we will take lows, highs, and whatever it will happen, probably both ways. Then price will extend to one side, and we will not gonna see these prices for quite a while. That like it usually happens after liquidation events. You either pull some form of recovery. It can be VW, Dalai, whatever, or you just keep going lower and you end up like not seeing those prices for multiple years. it is it is the first thing you need to, like, an average trader need to consider trading these like these events, or the price action after these events, because these are quite gigantic. That maybe it doesn't look big on BTC, but like considering how many people lost money and how significant was the liquidation event, like everyone got stopped, liquidated, whatever, like they were on average, I think more than 90% of the loans got wiped on some exchanges is like quite a bit of damage. So like just straight V reversal, it might not be likely, and we're seeing it now. If someone is selling, they will not let it happen from what I see. But somehow, if somehow we market decides to go up, well, these levels will get left behind for foreseeable future. Same for the downside, because that's how it works. Like every single nuke, almost in history, ended up like this. You just leave that area alone for a while after just extending. So I see a lot of strong opinions on in the group on Twitter that like with certain targets with a lot of leverage within this range, it is extremely dangerous for me, in my opinion, because you can really get trapped. And yes, you can have invalidations and stuff, but like in reality, most of these people don't have any idea with what they're doing, and they don't use those invalidations. Most of the time, they don't use stops. I don't use stops to like I size my trade small. It is pretty safe for me to trade here, considering the size I deploy compared to entire capital, because I can adjust on the way. But if you cannot adjust on the way, like if you're that allocated to an idea here, you might really suffer or make a lot of money. It's just a coin flip for me. Of course, talking about like people with discretionary trading without stop loss, with like all in 3x kind of stuff, because that is the most popular way to do it. It is, and BTC is the easiest one. That is the thing. After these events, like this event didn't do much on BTC.
Yeah,
If you
for sure.
try to, if you try to nail an altcoin move after something like this, good luck. Like it's wick is 80% below. The range high is like 250% higher. And if you're trying to nail it with 10x leverage, it's just gonna hurt you. So that's the first thing I have in my mind. Like I want to be allocated somehow, maybe longs, maybe shorts, but I will probably keep it slower than usual. We are sitting at nowhere special on most of the coins, most of the assets. Like it's
Yeah,
just
I agree.
nothing special. Level wise, technical wise, if you chart, if you don't, if you look at order flow, there's nothing special happening. And the price is nowhere near generational entry. We will see when it happens, or after it happens. If you can catch the initial move, you will
Yeah,
have an
I
idea of
think
the
it feels
prospect.
like for many people it feels like wow, these are generational entries. Also because of that that very sticky Q4 will be up only thought that people have. Like if you think of it that way, like you look at prices in the last 30, 40, 50 days, you have some I'm just gonna get my chart here. You have some very good discounts, so to say. Like if you wanted to long Fartcoin, might as well be here. Like it's trading 50% lower than a week ago, or
Yeah, yeah.
60, 70% lower than so if you still assume that Q4 will be up only and everything will go parabolic, then these are generational entries. It is
Yeah,
though,
I would,
if you
yeah.
no, I just wanted to say, like, if you compare that with actual generational entries, like this is Solana chart, and I'm just like going back to November, December 22. Like, these generational entries look completely different. If you look at the chart right now, it's just like it's still at the highs. Like, it didn't
Yeah.
do anything. Like, probably different for stuff like we'll go to Solana later, but like if you, I'll keep this very short. But if you like, I don't know, even this stuff, like it capitulated, but next thing that happens is like this, right? and then you
Yeah,
find
very
your
nice.
accumulation zone, and then you can think of longing this crap. I have a quick look at Ethereum before New York Open. 6 minutes. Maybe we can just see how it opens, and maybe there's some scalp or whatever. We just had something something that we discussed for. I think the three of us discussed it for a very long time. Let me just paste it on the chart here. BlackRock CEO says they are developing their own technology for the tokenization of assets. There's a tweet that came in like an hour and a half ago. Sorry. I think that's very interesting because it's like it is the last nail in the coffin of ETH maxis. Like it is what they were always saying. Like, you know, when everything is going on chain, ETH is gonna be the chain. And I remember that at least with you, Bam, that we were talking about like, but it makes no sense if like some major bank or BlackRock or whatever, if they are gonna tokenize things, why would they choose an existing blockchain? Like they can just, it doesn't need to be decentralized for them. It just needs to be a blockchain. It needs to be irremutable, like just very clearly proven the record of what happens and who owns what. Like there is no need. They don't like things to be decentralized, I would assume. So I thought that was funny that this is coming out now. Of all times.
Yeah, I mean,
For for price, I think this is quite an important chart right here. Sorry for all the colors. It looks horrible, but so this is just very quick. Like this is daily EMAs, H4 EMAs, and on red we have the hourly trend. So it's hourly trend, H4 trend, H4 EMA 100, 200, and then daily EMA 100 and 200. I don't like what just happened here. If I would be long Ethereum, it's this purple. So what I would expect is you have that bounce here from like major support, daily EMA 200. Usually very strong signal here when it gets below or above. Like you have some very decent reactions. Bounces get back above right into H4 trend, and what I can see happening here is like kind of this area getting filled. That would put like just between 4.34 and then maybe test some of these lows here. That is the first thing that I looked at here, because this major uptrend seems to be lost. We are now like pushing really from below. On the other hand, it is like final support. I can see that argument as well. Like as long as it is holding this level here, like you can do some wild stuff. If you like, same thing, if you are still betting on Q4 parabolic, it goes to I don't know, like 7, 8, 9, 10k. Like it is a good bet. Why not? I can see it. It's not a bet that I would take. But just because I need to see price develop a little bit more here, maybe see these EMAs come down, and then price reclaiming it to some decent structure. Then you go for these highs. But ETH has not been like the most forgiving coin if you wanted to long after it. How to say this? Like it either trends up and it just leaves you behind, or you try to long it on the way down and you notice that it goes like, it has a few more $1,000 to drop that you didn't really think about. So low time frame is just probably exact same as Bitcoin.
it is
like,
one of the coins that made me size down by it. Like, that thing is impossible to nail with size.
yeah.
It always challenged me to the extremes. But I want to trade it too. It's really really tough when you're like when you're against what's happening on it.
Mm-hmm.
It can be more volatile than many alts. It is definitely more volatile than Bitcoin, but you can size up on it on in theory. Then like all of a sudden every year or two it pulls 300 400% on you. If you're short you will suffer, if you're long it will go down 80%. It's
Yeah.
it's very extreme point.
Okay. New York Open in 1 minute. Sold out. Do you wanna comment?
On ETH,
No,
not really. I've been
no. I
looking at
mean
that chart
on.
for a while.
I just mean on the New York Open. Like, we
Oh,
can all
Jesus Christ.
come.
Well,
I
yeah,
just
let's
have it
have a
on
look.
screen. I have I have BTC. I have. Let's do. I never know which. No, it's the other way. Okay. Because I was asking because you trade these things a lot. Like you have, as far as I remember, like a very clear idea about like New York Open drive, the counter drive, and then the third direction that it goes in a different.
Yeah, I mean, when it's clear, it's clear. When it's not, it's not. So usually you get 3 drives in the New York Open just because of forceful closing of positions. You know, people like to take profit at open if they are in profit. Maybe they get force closed out if you know they had oopsie in the overnight session, something like that. So you can't really take the first 30 minutes as actual price action. Some of the time you will encounter a pattern which goes 1 2 1, so one direction, then the opposite direction, and then again in the first direction over that half an hour, and then you can typically fade whichever was the one direction, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Seems like so
But
far we don't have any volatility.
well, it's only a minute, then we can give it like
Yeah, I
5
mean,
more
if I don't
minutes.
get like 3-4% candles in the first 30 seconds, what am I even doing? Come on.
Yeah, this is fucking useless. But I mean, the volume is telling. Usually, you'd see a bit of a volume spike, but for now, we're kind of cringing around.
Yeah.
Probably like another choppy, bleedy day if we just take the first volume candle. As a point
Yeah,
of
probably.
reference.
I mean, it's not bad. Also, like, it would be better to just make some value here. Just see like where actual demand and supply shows up instead of like all these like spoofs dominating the markets all the time. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at the BTC pair charts for alts and
Mhm.
where BTC is right now at 110. If the idea at around 106 is to play out, alts have a lot of work to do downwards. So I think even if the 106 gets tagged, it's going to be in a few days and there's going to be a lot of chop in between.
Yeah. So what does that mean for alts? Like strong ones trying to make higher highs while weak ones just fill the wick to the bottom. Or
Yeah, pretty much. I
yeah.
think that's reasonable to assume.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at Solana. Speaking about weak alts.
Oh, sure, yeah. I am short Solana. I love shorting Solana. If you're not shorting Solana, what are you even doing? I drew some leans that are really obvious in hindsight. Like you can top tick kind of pretty decently. So we had need a bit of 4 hour here. We had like a decent trendy move off the lows. So bottomed out 95, higher low 130, and then it just relentlessly ground up in the largest bear flag you've ever seen in your life. Very typical Solana moment, sweeping the high. Like here, it sweeps the high, goes down, higher low. It keeps going, sweeps the high, goes down, higher low, lower high, falls through. And now this sort of line that carried this up, which is basically just like 4-hour 100, 4-hour 200 equivalent. Right now, that one rejected from the underside. Perfect retest. And if we keep up this trend of high, higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high, then we should see maybe a lower high around here, because obviously we should ignore the massive liquidation wick that happened of the century. So this would be the low, this would be the lower low, lower high, and then we might look for a lower low around here, and then eventually lower high, and go back down again. Same thing as on the BTC chart. Invalidation is really simple. Get above this line here, and then Solana to $1 billion, we're all gonna make it type of deal. But until then, I think no need to be a hero. You can see the same thing here. You can try to knife catch when we had this nuke here, but I don't think there's much of a point. Also interesting, if we have a look at a bit further back to April, right? We didn't really talk about it much, but the vibe on the timeline and everything was it's very reminiscent of April to me, at least, right? Where we had rockets fly out, and then we had a nuke, and then we had a second nuke the second day, right? Taking out a lot of levels here that were built up. And again, this is the days following. We get a bit higher, and then higher low, and even chopped up to a higher high, and then again here filled this wick in almost all the way. So this was pretty much like a very good half wick fill right there. So if we apply that to where we are right now, I think if you draw out half of a wick fill, then buying mid 150s, that's a good deal. I think it's a pretty risk defined trade. I think getting to 180 is very, very viable, even if the downtrend afterwards continues. I think that's like super legit. You get to 180, and even if this happens, you're making a lot of money. Probably shouldn't fall straight through that level. Whatever happens, BTC is like a TradFi asset right now, so you probably don't expect the IBIT chart to just nuke in one candle all the way to this. There's this Twitter account I like following, the Great Mattis, and he always posts these. I should probably, I'm not being dramatic, like his charts basically look like this. So I don't think this will happen. Even
it's like inverse permabull.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it will happen even to alts. So
I mean, it happened to alts.
yeah, exactly. Like it just happened, right? So what's the best time to go on vacation after a terrorist attack? So the terrorist attack just hit the tower, right? No one expects the second plane, and usually there isn't a second plane, so it's a pretty good time.
I mean, I completely agree. I think the thing that makes most sense here is a lot of chop. BTC just lost 110.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Let me pull that out. Why is Solana so strong then? Did I short the strongest asset again? Jesus Christ!
No, I mean it just lost 110, not the lows or something.
Well, I mean, it's about to lose the lows. I guess we can comment on the open price action. Maybe there's something to be garnered from it. Oh, I should delete that.
Thank you.
So 1330. So open up, down. We might see an up, and then you can fade this up. So the idea would be, and then this is probably fadeable. That would be the open idea, but the first drive here was just 2 minutes. It's not quite enough. Might have to start counting from this and see. It's all kind of very timing based, but yeah, that was good volume there just now. Who did we lose? Not much. Okay, it was just
This
these
is the
guys
first
fighting.
decent low we got, if it holds. To be honest, like
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
that's the first actionable low that we
I
got.
mean, you have. I'm gonna steal the screen for a bit. You have these that are kind of cringe. These lows right here. So we have like low, slightly higher low, slightly higher low, slightly higher low. Like if it holds, it would be complete usual bullshit that we usually get on BTC. Like price being protected for no, and I don't really see a reason for books to protect it here. Like this is, it's like aggregated perp. There was something on spot. Okay, maybe, but not really. You know, like, but yeah, it would be like very classic example of that very frustrating price action that we had like in the last 2 years.
Yeah, there was a spot wall 100 on Binance just filled. The reaction
Yeah.
was kind of sucky, so he might evacuate. I think like those lows are getting swept right now. Not
Yeah,
too many ways about it.
It's just like everyone is just longing, like, okay, it sweeps, it get back above, okay, we long this, and like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's the thing, like kind of after that, like that's why you kind of get the chop after big nukes, also partially because market participants probably had quite significant losses, so they have way less capital and margin to play around with. So they're going to be yeah, they play way tighter, like stops get triggered, and it's all just kind of very zigzag. Can't really, whoa.
No.
CB premium just spiked to 200.
I mean, like, on the other hand, like, this move is... That was that Garrett guy shorting, right?
No,
year?
he started shorting on the way up, actually.
Yeah, but like he
was
at, and then here you have like New York close yesterday. I think there was a lot of ETF volume, so that kind of makes sense.
Then Asia markets nuked as well, so that pushed it down, and I think Garrett guy added.
In the end, it just leaves you with like this. Sorry. So this
and my best argument for that, not only is that an imbalance, you also have a CME gap that was left there, and like 9 times out of 10 we fill out all of the top CME gaps at least. Yeah.
With the current price action, I think we need to take centralized exchange bad debt into consideration, because like they have huge amount of exposure to longs on every single pair on existence, just to not...
You mean historical allocation or stuff they filled over the last week?
That nuke, like they got filled in the middle, at the top and the bottom. So they have some underwater, some not underwater exposure.
Who is they?
They exchanges like Binance, OKX, Bybit. They just, I mean, it's the same system with Hyperliquid exists, but they will step in before it is like really extreme to close the shorts and stuff. So they tend to have
you mean that you mean because Binance has a lot more capital to absorb?
Yeah, they have funds for this, and they charge for it, but I mean, the end result doesn't change. They have a really, really significant exposure to market on the long side. So, I mean, what I think with crypto, with the complacency balances, it is never as consistent in other markets. In crypto, we always feel that fucking weak for some reason. almost always. Then they start to like, okay, we can finally probably get out of this billions of dollars of unknown stuff.
But isn't that
And we go back.
because of how oh this is interesting.
Yeah,
Uh,
you get that perfect thing.
like
Like,
I'm not an expert on these things, so correct me if I'm wrong. But isn't that because like market makers or big funds or exchanges or whoever with a lot of money gets to absorb a lot of shit here, and like
yeah,
they actively push price up here to distribute, then
yeah,
price
that's
comes
what I
back,
mean.
but price comes back down to find like if there is actual demand. And because like this is total tree, so there's no BTC, like all of the coins in this chart
Yeah.
are total bullshit. Like they shouldn't be worth anything. Like
No, normally in a normal condition, in a normal nuke, that doesn't liquidate 90% of the traders. Total tree or whatever total you're gonna pull will not line up with Bitcoin perfectly.
hmm,
But after these events, it will, because they have unintentional exposure to every single piece of shit on planet Earth.
yeah.
They will push everything up, then they will dump them. So they are the reason why we test those like mid levels or whatever that candle was. That's what we call complacency bounds. Then it starts bleeding because they have to get rid of the positions. And those positions are big enough to pull the price back down. Then after this current price action, you'll finally get to see what's gonna happen. it is it is actually will be less obvious to trade from here on because they probably managed to neutralize the situation, at least with like reasonable or acceptable amount of losses or gains. We will take the lead from here as participants. We did nothing to make any of this happen before. Like the Daumu happened, they got filled, the prices jumped to very high prices compared to what was low. Then they are getting out of the position. And we are probably in the middle of that process. So we are either very close to very choppy price action, or participants had some form of money left and we will bid it, we will go high, and or people will get rid out of their spot positions and we will go down. But this price action is very classic with these kind of events. Like this was quite big, but like when we go back to 2022, 2021, like big nukes on BTC and alts, this is the initial response 90% of the time. Then you get to decide with the participants. We can actually start what's gonna happen in the next leg. This is one down, one up leg. Then in the middle of this second down, so we are just around getting rid of like all the entire market maker or like centralized exchanges, centralized exchange. Bad debt, what they call, they just get rid of the entire exposure in these three legs. The initial is the unintentional exposure. The second one is the getting rid of it. The third one is the effect of the getting rid of it. So we will be free soon to see actually like what we can do. That's my opinion, because like that price action can be found in almost every nuke that was big enough since I started trading. Almost every time it's just happens. But this time filling the wicks is kind of tough call. We usually do. Uh but these weeks are some of them like maybe top 10, top 20 coins
Yeah, I don't
can
think you
fill.
have to look at alt wicks to get filled completely. Like,
Some liquid stuff held well, to be
yeah, I mean
honest. Like
that's like I wouldn't look at stuff that went down 80, 90 99% for a wick fill. Like that makes no sense at all.
Yeah, of course.
Base your shit off BTC, ETH, Solana, maybe XRP, BNB, Doge, that kind of stuff. But looking at like Fartcoin wick, or even worse, like Saga wick or Atom wick to get filled, like makes no sense to me.
Not all the way, but you know, Fartcoin at 28, 25 cents.
Yeah,
I
okay,
think
but
that's a
then
deal.
it's like
Yeah.
it's not a like complete wick fill. Like they will get filled at some point, like within the next year or two. But yeah, I see a question here. What's the optimal way to join PAWNZI Discord? He's a non-crypto trader, thinking to start from somewhere with coins. This is a very exceptional situation. We barely have any non-crypto traders that like to join because we are mostly crypto trading, like a perp trading Discord. I'd suggest just click your way into the Discord, make a ticket in the access channel. You can just make any ticket that you find there and say hi, that you come from the stream, and we'll just discuss it in private, because there is no we don't have a like general solution for this, but we can come up with something. Okay, some altcoins, or is there anything left? We have
I think we have
some requests. Zec, ZEC, that's that Zcash thing, right?
Yeah.
Zach, Zen, Tao. If anyone else has any requests, just dump them in the chat right now. They come with a little bit of delay, so don't wait until the last moment. Okay, so that Zach.
Yeah, I think Zach is kind of doing the BNB thing as well. We had this big dump. I kind of shorted before the dump. I took profit here, then obviously took out the highs. This is another sort of fairly typical pattern that you'll see with coins topping out, which is sort of we get a big wick, and then price sort of just rounds out above the wick and then bleeds out. I think for Zec specifically, you'll have classic Dino, I would guess, price action. So you kind of fill this wick, you maybe chop around here, you go down, you might even make in a lower high, that kind of thing. Just have a look at LTC. Same thing, basically. Like you might expect this for Zec, or even something like this for Zec for the foreseeable future. I think it will be pretty boring to trade, but you know, I don't really see it making multiples from here. It would be, you know, kind of silly and surprising if we go back throughout its history. Just delete that so it's not in the way. I drew up these leans before it got there, but yeah. I mean, this is fairly typical for alts. Like, this is one of the better alt charts, right? It actually kind of reached the levels previously seen, right? It could have tapped out at 188. That would be also very typical. But yeah, this is, I think you kind of range here. You might probably get some distribution, and that's a very similar chart. BNB, same thing. I guess I posted this in the server at some point. So you make a high, you nuke from the high, you sweep the high. This is actually really funny because BNB is what, like top 4 by market cap, and it performed.
I thought about this chart that you made. You charted it last week on stream, and I just saw that. I mean, the nuke went a bit further.
Yeah,
but I saw that happen, and I thought, like, God damn it, this asshole got away with it again.
No, but it's just really funny because this is like a very prototypical, like, manipulated price chart, right? You break the parabola, you nuke from the parabola, you sweep the high, and then you just forever bleed down. That's so typical. So that's why I thought it's funny. Also in the sort of.
I mean, it can also go into like a very extended bull flag for like 2-3 months. Solana
yeah, that's
did
true.
it a few times.
But go ahead with Tau, maybe.
I have Tau. Yeah. It's just it's also from last stream, which is kind of funny. Okay, let me clean up this chart. So last week we said like, okay, the stuff I'm deleting right now is just like making higher low, lower high, lower low. So it's kind of downtrending. You wanted to see take out like this cluster right here, like maybe tag it and then change structure and then go for the highs here, and just like in one day, it not only tagged the cluster, it took out the cluster. So right here. So we got invalidated. We thought these would be safe. They were not. Then it took out the highs. It is kind of like where do we go from here, right? Because it's not even a week ago. It was Thursday. Like both targets on the low and the high are kind of tagged or in the process of getting tagged. So if we delete all this, like yeah, bullish sweep. It swept everything, but what do you do with that from here? Like I have no idea. Like, sure as hell don't want to long it, even though you have like yeah. So it's kind of all this plus this plus this plus this. Like yes, it will get cleaned up, but like where is your trade? Like if you take this one, like I don't know, like do you want to take that? I don't, so maybe I would think like here, look for a reaction, see if you can tighten it up just a little bit, because it is actually at the highs. Maybe maybe I'll be more interested in just like this, because I would expect this to get filled, and then you have like your you one like kind of 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure. Could do it like this: 1, 2, 3, then break structure, and then backfill all this here. So yeah, I think for Tau, I'm not really interested in longs unless you get like a really big pullback. What is Tau again? It's like AI coin, right?
It's like render, but not quite. I think they do some AI GPU shit.
The thing with this is this has limited supply on like other 99.99% of shit. So it has some form of like thing going. It is actually like not printing supply to some point. But other than that, there's I don't know if there's anything special about it. So we tend to like trade within the range. That is what you would expect from a shitcoin that have limited supply, so it doesn't go to zero and it doesn't go to 100x.
Okay, that's actually useful information.
Yeah.
I just see that if you zoom out a bit, like this was like people that had sting bits on these. I know it's a lot of locked up capital, because like you have to do it on spot, yada yada. But still, like you are up 150%, like, and you do it on small size, but like if you have a few, it's quite a good thing. Low, high got taken out, back into the low. Yeah, maybe it can actually fill this area a little bit. I'm not sure. We have another one.
Yeah, we have Zen. I don't know what Zen is. I've never heard about Zen, but looks like again was one of the better ones out of the dump. You got my screen pulled out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of also shitty spot. Took out this high, took out all the lows. made the lower high kind of bleeding down now. Did get rid of most of this open interest. I think same as any alt for me. The sort of really cool setup here would be just logging the half wick fill around demand. So you would end up scaling bids sort of in this box. I'm guessing about 8.3, 8.4 would be like a good spot, just looking historically at the prices where sort of this level is kind of supporty and resistance-y. So this would be 2.7R. You kind of aim for the lower high. If it takes out the highs, I mean, you can maybe trail stops and try to aim higher, but so far, this looks about as good as it gets for me. I wouldn't bet on anything more than a lower high. That's kind of the trade. It's a bit late for shorts because current price is also a reasonable point of reversal where it could do this instead. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that looks,
no idea what this thing is.
that looks good.
Yeah.
We have pump hole also. I think it's pump.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got it.
Sure.
So same. Another thing that we discussed last stream. Like it's actually doing the opposite of what we thought it would do. Fake out the high of that structure. Then, so we thought fake out the high, didn't even do that. So concerning here is that you're trading below this entire structure. It kind of reminds me of Ethereum. If you probably go to the daily or something, like when we lost this here, like this triangle, lost that here, and it's actually the
Yep.
same thing that happened right here, like the same thing that we are expecting to happen again. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it, because like before, this is what happened before, like in December, January 22, like we lost another top range like that, and it, you can see like this nuke here can be like this area. You nuke back into the area where it pumped from, made new high. Sorry, that's gonna look like balls and penis, so I'm gonna delete that. Kinda expecting this if you go from this pattern, and then you get your consolidation. Then you get your bad news candle, but that doesn't all have to happen. It's all just what was I charting? Pump. So if we look at this, maybe slightly lower time frame, like you just lost like a month and a half of support, where like many people got trapped on this here, because I remember how bullish, like as usual, how bullish sentiment is, and you have that order block, and it's like textbook PA, like comes into it, drops, comes back into a retest, doesn't take out this high. Then it just came into support again, and we have that entire nuke actually went close to zero. Jesus. Took out everything. I would expect, like, unless BTC pulls like a new all-time high from here, I don't know, like somewhere here to get like a proper rejection.
You know what?
No.
I'm actually quite bullish pump.
Okay.
Not gonna lie. Unpopular for the stream.
Sorry, I'm
I
losing.
have-
I have no idea what you're saying. Okay, let's
I'm
hear.
bullish pump.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's hear.
if you pull up my screen, I had a fun chart. I posted it in the Discord where I think around this point I said I expect this to fill in like a very normalized volume profile. And I thought, okay, it's gonna chop up here, and then it's gonna chop down slowly, and it's gonna chop down to here, and then it's gonna chop back up, right? And it's gonna fill this volume profile. And if I do this, oh, it's kind of doing it, right? We might get a bit more here, right? And then we'll get this filled in at least, I think, at some point, right? I think that would make a lot of sense. But that would be invalidated. Okay, no, it's not invalidated. Like if this made up for it, that would be invalidated, but overall, I think this is
Maybe that's a good point that
reasonable.
I didn't really think about. It's just like kind of not paying too much attention to those wicks on alts. Like we said before, like they don't have to get filled on alts. I think here it is that what is it? The let's say like 0.005 level that you have.
Yeah.
It's probably like as long as you are below there, you're cautious.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
I
then
mean,
if you get above, it's like
it
pretty
is
decent
cheap. If
range
you
play.
ignore the wick, it comes back into the order block of July to August, like the summer, that summer price action between 0.02, 0.04. Just retested it. It's just a bit dramatic wick, but yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, like 0.23 is I think a good buy. Like it's making revenue. It has like some buybacks. It's kind of, it's the second best thing to hyper liquid, I guess you could say. In terms of like fundamentals, can we mention that word on the stream? Fundamentals.
Yeah, of course it can be mentioned. We'll cut it out, but. Uh,
Fundamentals drive narrative.
Yeah, I think like most of these, it is very hard for me to get on leverage longs here because you like almost every coin at the moment has these equal lows. Like BTC just left them behind. Most alts have them as well. So if you ignore the wick, then it still looks like this, you know. So you kind of want that liquidity sweep, especially on altcoins, like something like this, and then we can talk about reclaiming this level. Maybe consolidating here, fake out, something like this. Somebody mentioned useless.
Oh, that's fun. That's
I
a fun one.
I pulled it up on, because I don't know.
No, it has perp.
It has perp? Okay. Can you take it?
Yeah, it took all-time low liquidity on perp, and then it took all-time high liquidity on perp. It's really funny.
Wait, let me see. Because I've been seeing like people talk about this like it's gonna be the new fart coin or something.
Well, yeah, it's a bundled scam, so I hope so.
Okay, I have no idea what that means, but sure.
Well, it means that it's probably gonna be the new fart coin.
Okay. If you look at those valuations, like it is at 300, 400 million right now.
Yeah, not bad.
What would your
fart coin
expectation
was $2 billion.
be? This is like more
See,
territory of you and Bam Bam, so I'm not gonna have any opinion about it.
Useless is a weird one because I think it competes directly with something like unstable coin, which doesn't have perps yet. So I think it's just gonna
Unstable
rotate.
coin?
Yeah, there's a coin called unstable coin.
That's funny as fuck.
USDUC. So useless coin and unstable coin, I think, will compete for market share, and I think they will share that market share with, the likes of Fartcoin. I think they're all on Solana. I'm pretty sure. So if you assign, let's say, a combined available $2 billion market cap between these three, expected value for each is about like 0.6, 3-ish. So this is undervalued Fartcoin.
$630?
Like 630 million. So
okay.
I think for most of them, the market cap corresponds to the, what do you call it, dollar amount. So like 0.38 cents is 380 million. So that's like on the high end. But I don't know. It's a meme coin. It took out the highs. It took out the lows. It's kind of struggling here at the highs. Quite heavily longed, I guess, but it did destroy everyone here, so kind of a hard thing. I think eventually, I guess I would want to fractal it, kind of like Mudang. I think they will get something like a Coinbase listing, and maybe we're kind of in the middle of this. We might be here on those useless charts, and we might bleed down, and we might get a Coinbase listing and push them back up, and it might just do this for a long time in that like 150, 400 million range. So kind of hard to trade up until it loses relevance completely.
Yeah, that makes sense. Even for me.
Well, oh, actually, look, this thing did kind of something very similar. Like, quite a lot of hype, bleeds down, bam, up, and then just bleeds down forever. Quite a lot of hype, bleeds down, bam, and then just bleeds down forever.
Yeah,
That's
this is like
also
that roller coaster meme right now.
Yeah,
It's just
I think that you kind of just. This is hard to trade at this current price. You just wait for a little bit of structure, and then you see if you have something trending. Like here, you can just draw this and be like, okay, I can short this, or I can. Here. It's kind of decent.
Yeah. Sherman is telling us that useless coin is already on Coinbase.
Oh well, then it's fucking dead, mate, isn't it?
And Bonkai is pushing it nonstop too.
Oh, the guy who just lost all his money.
PAWNZI actually round-tripped entire network.
My investments are in good companies.
I don't know him.
He just got liquidated on PAWNZI.
So he was
piece of shit.
Why is he called Bonkai? Did he like? Is he the founder?
He was
bought
long
the ball,
millions.
Millions. He paid. I mean, he made 8 figures. He paid 9 figures in fundings, but like, yeah. Then got liquidated, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
Fuckers.
My investments are with good companies.
Yeah, they will come back to me.
I think Moon asked for Zora.
Right.
Velo has failed me. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, we'll do a fundraising after the stream.
Oh, I pulled it up. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
My amazing short is on the chart. I'm very happy. US seeks forfeiture of 127,000 Bitcoin tied to transnational pig butchering scam. What the I don't know.
Wait. Can we have that again? Like, US seeks forfeiture of 127,000 BTC. 127,000. Tied to transnational pig butchering scam run by Chinese national. Is the chart reacting to the pig butchering scam or not?
What is a pig butchering scam? First you get liquidated by tariffs, then you get liquidated by pig butchering scam. What the fuck is going on?
I have to say that price is not reacting to it. Like, if there's like 130,000 BTC getting...
because nobody knows if it's bullish or bearish.
Yeah,
what the fuck is a pig butchering
scam? US is not gonna lay hands on Chinese Bitcoin, so... Nothing burger.
Jesus
but funny.
Christ.
Very funny.
Anyway,
yeah.
Zora, I had this in the Discord short that took TP too early because I had it resting while the nuke was happening, so I didn't take this. But yeah, I think you kind of missed the long on Zora. I think you get like a lot of this stuff now. You get some bleed, some chop, and it's kind of boring. This was a really good long that I break even out of because I'm not a very good trader. So I longed it here, right? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a wide stop, right? That's gonna be cool. And I was gonna long till here, and then I stopped myself out here, and it was really sad. But yeah, this was like a really obvious cool long you guys can do. Happens a lot. If I just do this, the best trades kind of come after price action has developed a bit. If you can draw a little line here through here, right? and then we're kind of grinding on it here. That's a very risk-defined long, and obviously it can kind of grind further, but as long as it's above the line, it's pretty safe. So it's a very good risk-defined long, and usually they at least take out the mid-range highs here, like it did. You can see here it swept the high and then came back under. So this was one potential point of rejection, and this one was the second. It put in a lower high here. So can kind of do the same thing. If you want to play it maybe on the short side, maybe it puts in another lower high here, dies down, something like that. Otherwise, you're probably looking at about 0.06 here. Again, fill the wick in, mechanical bounce to 0.85. Pretty good trade there as well, I think. But yeah, that's my take on Zara. Do you have any thoughts? I think your microphone is off, or is that just
It
me?
was off. It was off. It has that like very nice. You can tap it and then it's muted.
Ah,
But I forget to turn it back on. Yeah, we've been going at it for like an hour and 15 minutes. We decided before the stream that we're gonna try. Might fail, but we're gonna try to condense these streams a little bit more because usually we just ramble for like 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 hours. Then we don't even get to
More beers
rewatch.
and
Yeah,
it's gonna last 5 hours.
I have not really anything price related or something. It's gonna be a little bit more shill related. First off, yeah, we forgot to mention in the beginning. Stream is partnered with Bullet Dex. Bullet Dex is something that we have been working together with over the summer. It's like a perp Dex, but on Solana. They have been doing testnet competitions that we spammed you guys quite a lot about. We have a whitelist in the bio of our Twitter profile. If you can just write your name on that, you could kind of support us. What you get out of it is you get early access to the mainnet launch. And this is just like any other perp dex, like you can farm probably points for airdrop or whatever. Another thing that I wanted to mention before we finish up is that we've been working on a lot of things in the Discord. Most of you, I think, that are in the stream here are also in the Discord. If you are not, feel free to check it out. We do not ask money for sign up. All that we ask is that you use one of the ref links that we have. We have many different platforms that we approached for partnership. As long as you sign up on a ref link, we get some kickback from the trading that you do. In that way, we get to spend time answering questions in the Discord, writing education, doing personal one-on-one mentorships, that kind of things. But we added something new to the Discord. I'm just gonna pull Bum's tweet on my screen. But maybe you can discuss a little bit. 2 different algorithms with alerts and strategy variants that are live in the server for the Discord members. Can you explain, like in a few minutes, what you did here?
Yeah, the last version I came up with is the original version that's been running in the server for more than a year now, I guess. It is mostly focused on higher time frame reversals. Usually, what I focus is longs because it is mathematically you get more advantage out of your longs because when price goes lower, your position is smaller, so it's easy to keep trading these with like very laid back approach, then still get away with it with like very small sizes but large percentages. The previous one was lower time frame, which we also run on lighter public portfolio right now. We didn't even intervene that nuke night. It did what it did on its own. So the results are live at this point in the server. I mean, not the best period to test an algorithm, I guess, with the most disgusting liquidation event, but it survived with a couple percent drawdown. That's a win. It is very straightforward. What I trade, how I trade is just liquidations, volume delta. It is trying to catch reversals. It will fail a lot. It will catch a lot of them. On average, you should expect making money over the long term on both very easily. It took a while for me to like come up with something that is capable of making money on automation, because you're not a discretionary trader. You cannot use your brain anymore. It will execute while you're asleep. So considering all that, I am very proud of both of those things. I mean,
Yeah.
it is automation focus is on automation, but the higher time frame one can also be perfectly traded just by having alerts. It will like, I mean, it will give you an alert every 2 months or something. So it would not be an end of the world to just execute yourself.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's just good addition to server on and for my own like trading purposes. It's just I feel amazing about it.
Yeah, of course. Let me just pull up lighter here. So for people that, so you get access to these algorithms. This is just like 24/7 automated trading algorithms that we back tested for a year. Now also live tested for a bit. So they are not gonna 10x your account over the next month or something. It is also not how we trade in general. Like we focus a lot in PAWNZI on risk management, on not getting liquidated for your full net worth on a day like Friday. If you just go to lighter, we have public pools, PAWNZI Augo. It is profitable, real. You can just click on it. You can connect the wallet here, deposit money to lighter. Careful that you use the correct chain. They only use, I think, no, maybe they're multi-chain. I don't know. Like, but make sure that you check this because I had to help a few people out troubleshooting them because they deposited the wrong coin on the wrong chain, etc. So what this does is you can then deposit into the vault and like you become a part of our vault or pool, I should say, on lighter. And this just runs 24/7. You see now that we have like small underwater positions right here. The more like best thing to do in these kind of things is just deposit when it's in drawdown, because like you are actually now buying positions cheaper than the pool did, or just average in over a couple of days. Like don't deposit don't deposit half your net worth at all, like in our thing. Like just deposit something that you think is interesting to take a look at, if you want to participate. If you want to actively hook this up to your own trading accounts, you can just get into the Discord. We can explain you how to do it. So that's one other thing we had to mention. There is one last request. I'm not sure what is happening here. Is anyone still here in the stream with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Like a lot of stuff on my PC.
Okay. I was reading about pig butchering. It just means like digital scams. Stealing people's virtual coins and stuff. They
okay.
launder like North Korean money and stuff like that. It's just like it's not about pigs, allegedly.
Okay, makes sense.
But Price liked it for a little bit. I guess because it's like if the U.S. confiscates any Bitcoin from these actors, then that's bullish because Mr. President Trump promised to not sell any Bitcoin, right? So that's bullish. However, if they acquire it through means which kind of ruins the decentralization ethos of Bitcoin, then it's not bullish. So you kind of have to weigh the two things out. Guess what? People just gonna click buy.
Yeah. Okay. I probably had like the wrong screen on, like the full during the full lighter explanation. I'm not sure. Anyway, somebody's asking. Okay, let's take like 7 more minutes to actually finish up. We have 2 more coins, Hype and H, I think, unless he also wanted to type Hype. Also, Crypto Freak 113 is asking, can we have a look at majors once again? They look decent off that sweep. No. Yeah, so I'm just gonna look at BTC right here, maybe ETH. I think it looks okay. We discussed like an hour ago, we discussed BTC. I just don't like seeing these things left behind, but in the past it has been like happening for quite some time. Like it happens a lot. We had a very internal low time frame sweep, I think, like this one. Probably small momentum divergence here, and then what I would want to see to get actually bullish on this is let me clean that up. So you have I don't know, like this. If you want the lows to hold, you kind of look like, okay, where's my demand zone? Here was demand. We jumped out of it, turned into support. Retested with like a very ugly move, but retested it. It's fine. Then you do small sweep in between. So what am I looking at right now? Where is like the high is this one, right? So you have a low, high, low, low. It breaks above that. If that, like, it's actually doing it right now. Like, if that would immediately come back below, then I wouldn't think it's that bullish. Since it's holding here, we can have a look at this cluster right here as well. So if you want extra confirmation, you wait for this reclaim, but then it's almost here already. If you don't want confirmation, but you want a tighter setup, you kind of like see how this candle here, it just jumped out of there. So you look for quick reaction. Then you either have limits here and you put your stop at the low or whatever. Maybe can be somewhere here also. If you don't want to have blind winners, you can wait for this and actually have like, if you really want to go into catching like very high leverage kind of thing, you wait for the sweep into that imbalance, reclaim maybe some consolidation, or maybe wait for something like grinding higher. Then you just long it on one of those with stops at the sweep that happened here. It is very tight. You get stopped 19 out of 20 times. I mean, I don't know the exact number, but the target would be for me, let's say here. The longer I trade, the older I get. I don't do this kind of thing too much anymore, because it's just like, you get actually pissed if it stops you out 4 times in a row and then the 5th one it goes. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. But let's see how it holds up here. Like if it, we still have these to take out. And my expectation is somewhere here to get like better reaction, because it bounced, but not really a lot. Many people longed here. I kind of expect that there are a lot of stops resting below this, and I would like to see all of these people just puke their positions before we actually go higher. Sold out. What are you looking at? H.
Yeah, I'm looking at H. Someone wants me to look at H. Looks pretty scammy. I'm not sure what it is. Might be a Binance project. Kind of looks like a Binance project. Looks very much like Co AI. while it was doing this over here, kind of same thing, although the open interest was quite a bit different, the spot to perp ratio was kind of similar. So I think it's reasonable to assume it will trade similarly as well. So this looks good. You have a high, you have a low, have some grind. You swept that high, you made a higher low. It happens a lot, to be honest, with these. Kind of a risk to find long, you know. If we have a look back here, you have a low, you have a, okay, this would probably be better. So you kind of swept that, you have a higher low, and then you're grinding, you're grinding, you're grinding. So if you just wanted something too long, it looks like the market cap of this is probably like below 100 million. So it's like reasonably small and illiquid. You could just enter market stops at the latest low and do something silly like, you know, 2x it. If I had to guess, like this is also 10-hour, 12-hour, right? So that's
It's just 1 hour.
No, I'm serious. Like
1 hour into the stream, and we go from like risk management
this is-
low R.
How to quit? How
Yeah.
to exit? Which button?
I'm serious. I'll go do it right now. Like this is like risk defined as hell. Like this is what they do. This is how they get shit, you know? Because look at see like this thing, right? I longed it at the highs. I top blasted this thing, and then like it just gave it to me. Like it was no problem, right? So I don't see a problem. I don't know what you guys are mad about, right? Like
I'm
you can't
not
be
mad
doing
about anything.
This thing here, right?
Makes sense.
It's just fun. It's fun.
If it's gonna scam, it's gonna scam. If it's not gonna scam, you don't
It's
want to be in
gonna
it. Like
scam.
I get the point.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
Like it's gonna give you.
scam can be 100xing or like 0.97% down, depending on
It
your
already
position.
did that over here. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do it again.
And historically, crypto coins can only go down 99% once.
Yeah. It took out all the baggies. There's no more baggies left in this.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I gotta go. I didn't have dinner yet, but hype. Just think it's fine. Like it is. If you want to long anything, it's probably this, but I would actually still wait for like decent retracement on this. Like, if you ignore the wick again, it is kind of doing this thing. It lost also let's say like lost the green box. It's not trading inside it, but you have like this cluster, this cluster, this. That's where like, I mean, the thing is on perps they all got wiped. Anyway, what I'm wondering about this is like there are some like very big whales that are holding this. But I've been wondering about that for a while. Like, where are they gonna take profit? Like, obviously some took here again. Like, if you long this at like for like 50 million at sub $10 or like $12 or something, you didn't take profit here, and then you see it come back here. Like, I expect there to be some sellers in this zone, and then maybe consolidate here. It is the exact same chart as all the other alts that I looked at. It is the only thing I can see. I know CT is seeing like this kind of price action. I'm not sure about it. Like, you'd have to convince me. Maybe you have a different opinion. Any of you? Oh shit! Wrong screen. Sorry, mate.
Oh no! I was just chilling, looking at the phone.
It is fine. So
Disaster.
long story short, lost all of these supports. Came back below. I wanted to trade like a little bit more because the spot like this rinsed all the perps, but not spot. I want these spot holders to get like a little sweaty. Maybe capitulate some, and then holding it here would be kind of bullish. buying it here, I'm not really a big fan. Like, would actually rather wait for like a decent reclaim of this. Let's say at least this zone right here. Like, actually trade above. I'm not sure. Like, difficult spot too long. Anything for me. What do you think?
I mean, if you actually avoided all this dump and have sideline capital that you want to deploy, so considering this this coin have some form of buybacks with one of the largest daily revenue entities, which is Hyperliquid, you can just swap your entire target exposure within the next month and get away, like just be okay with whatever happens.
Yeah.
But that is only if you have sideline capital that survived the actual. It is not something you're gonna go ahead and long with leverage or something, not with the current prices, not with the prices
And you would
below
average
or
in over
above.
multiple weeks. Like,
Yeah, you would just, okay, I want to have exposure and I will do it within the next 4 weeks. It's I respect that, but like asking such question is just it is very hard to answer because we don't know your intention. What you gonna do? Like, will you allocate your 3% of your network, or will you try to make that 97% of your network that you just lost?
mm-hmm.
Like, which is the answer, or like something in between? Depending on that, the answer will change. If you want an exposure to this, just swap your way out of it. Don't think about it. It will probably not matter in the like. It will either go to zero or will go to multiples from here. It's
Yeah.
just an altcoin. But if you're gonna use leverage, you and like try to make some of the money you lost back, that none of these coins are the address for it. Like you either need to go to very major trade Bitcoin. Trade unless you are very profitable Bitcoin trader, don't fuck with any of these.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter if they buy or not. It
I
can go
think the
down
only
if
thing that makes sense on these is to scale bits on spot, or wait for a couple more weeks at least of price action to develop, and be okay with not having like pico bottom entry. Like, if you want to do it on
yeah,
perps.
that's what I mean. Like 2 app month or two. It's just
Yeah.
whatever happens will not matter. You will get an entry that's in the middle of everything. And you should be happy with it because
Yeah.
it is very hard to trade these things, like especially after such an event.
Yeah, I totally agree. Um, all right. Guess for today that's it. Um, so people that are still watching, thank you for sticking with us through the entire stream. We are planning to do these on weekly basis, like same time, more or less, like a little bit before or after New York Open. We are in different time zones, so we have to adjust a little bit with that. Don't forget to sign up on the whitelist for Bullet. Come in our Discord if you're not there yet. Everyone is welcome to join, and see you next week on